Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho faces a big decision ahead of the FA Cup final. After making Sergio Romero his cup keeper for the last couple of seasons, it stands to reason that the Argentine would be between the sticks at Wembley in little more than a week's time. However, with David de Gea available to call upon, the question begs who Mourinho will pick for the showpiece final. Here James Robson takes a look at the issue a little more closely. His return has gone by rather unnoticed. But he is the elephant in the room, and at the heart of Jose Mourinho's most difficult decision between now and the end of the season. Sergio Romero assumed the usual position at the London Stadium, likewise in Brighton a week ago. The Argentine is fit again and back on the bench. West Ham United 0-0 Manchester United FC, how the players rated. But when Manchester United take on Chelsea in their biggest game of the season in the FA Cup final next week, he will expect to be between the posts. Wembley awaits, or at least it should, given Romero's status as Mourinho's cup goalkeeper. There's one problem. Manchester United goalkeeper Sergio Romero looks on during the 0-0 draw against Southampton at St Mary's. Image, Julian Finney, Getty Images. In a game that represents United's final chance of silverware this season, a last chance to make it a successful campaign, Mourinho will have to drop his very best player. In what other circumstance would a man so addicted to winning even countenance such a decision? David de Gea is among the best goalkeepers on the planet, officially United's Player of the Season for the fourth time in 5 years. That moment when Manchester United FC hero Patrice Evra defied David Moyes at a time when he could have been collecting Champions League winners' medals with Real Madrid like football stickers, he's instead largely had to make do with individual honours. Individual club honours, for that matter. And in a season when Manchester City have blown their rivals away, Liverpool have ridden a roller coaster all the way to the Champions League final, and Real have reached the brink of a third successive European crown, De Gea has had to make do with plaudits, yes, but little glory. The FA Cup represents a chance to taste triumph with United. A relatively rare one at that. Sure, he's not done too badly at Old Trafford. The Premier League title, the FA Cup and League Cup during his time at the club represents the type of career most players would dream of. You can add the Premier League's Golden Glove to that list, which he won for the first time this season after keeping an 18th clean sheet against West Ham on Thursday. But a player of his standard deserves more. Keylor Navas, for instance, who would have been a United player if not for a faulty fax machine that deserves a place in the Old Trafford Hall of Fame, could be about to win his third straight Champions League. Loris Karius, yes, Loris Karius, is 90 minutes away from winning his first. Manchester United FC fans hit back at West Brom after Manchester City tweet Ederson has taken one season at City equal the solitary title De Gea has managed in 7 at United. These are thoughts that should be occupying Mourinho's mind as he deliberates over his cup final starting 11. His attitude to his backup keeper is commendable. It is one of the hardest jobs in football to be the understudy, and the carrot of cup competitions is one way to keep hold of such a quality reserve. We are very positive about Sir Alex Ferguson's recovery, says Jose Mourinho. Mourinho was as good as his word in naming Romero in last year's Europa League final. There were concerns within the club that De Gea could move on that summer, so that decision could have been interpreted as insurance for the future if Romero was suddenly promoted to number 1. Real are considering a renewed bid this summer, with the Spanish giants accepting it could cost as much as £100 million to tempt United to sell. Mourinho insists there is no chance of De Gea leaving, and the 27-year-old's refusal to agitate for a move has enabled United to keep hold of their one truly world-class player even during a fallow period for the club. But watching on from the sidelines as Romero tastes glory at Wembley might just be his breaking point.